Hey friends, welcome to E is for Ethiopia Day. We just watched the video of author Jane Kurtz who read her book Trouble. You can find that in the Ethiopia blog post. She decided to read that instead of Fire on the Mountain because Fire on the Mountain is quite long. It's still a great story, so feel free to read that as well to learn a little bit more about Ethiopia, but we are going to discuss the book Trouble. She also shares in that same video some tidbits from her childhood growing up in Ethiopia, so that's really fun to listen to as well. All right, what did you guys think of the book Trouble?
Really good. It was also really funny.
Yeah, was it funny?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? What was funny about it?
When his father made him a wooden board, and it's kind of like Mancala, and then he was going to feed their goats, and then he saw these traders on the way there with their camels, and then they said, "Is there no wood for a fire?" And then he said, "There is," and then they took his board, and then he was howling, and then they gave him a knife, and then the boy kept going on the path, and he saw another.
Yeah, he kept trading it for different things, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
And then at the end, his dad was like, because a girl gave him another gabada board because he gave them papaya and
Corn.
yeah, and corn. And then his dad was like, "Told you, a gabada board always keeps a kid
Out of
to do their
trouble,
work
yeah.
and out of trouble."
Yeah, and it's kind of some dramatic irony, right? You guys know what dramatic irony means?
No.
It's where the reader knows something that someone in the book doesn't know. So we know, and Tekla knew, that it wasn't the same board and that it had actually gone through all these different steps. But his dad didn't know that, right? He was like, "Oh, the Gavita board worked," right? So it's a little bit of dramatic irony there.
This exact same thing is going to happen every day.
I don't know.
Like, you eat more triggers, and take his Gavita board, throw it in a fire.
Yeah, who knows? What were some foods that you guys recognized in there?
Injera and lentils and
Yeah.
papaya.
Yeah. Do you
And
remember hearing
also
those
corn.
two? Do you remember what injera is?
That kind of flat bread.
Exactly. It's
It's
like
like
that flat,
spongy.
like spongy Ethiopian
And
bread.
it's made out of flour. Well, like a kind of flour.
Yeah, I think it's made out of teff flour. So teff is a grain in Ethiopia, and they make injera out of teff flour. And they make a lot of like snacks and things out of teff flour as well, I think. Yeah, pretty cool. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you felt like you wanted to do the right thing, your intentions were good, but things just kind of went wrong?
Yeah.
What is most important though, our intentions or what actually happens, our impact?
Actually happens.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that even when our intentions are good, that we're thinking about the impact we have on other people, right? So even if we want to do the right thing, we need to make sure the right thing is actually happening for others also. We need to look at how it impacts other people, right? That's something important to remember. Yeah? What was something else you guys liked about the book?
When
Anything?
he kept trading, and then there were musicians, and they were like, "Trade your drum," and for our
No, it was trade your, it's a different thing.
Yeah, I
but
can't
it was
remember the name of the
right.
other instrument. It looked almost like, kind of like a guitar, or something, like some sort of stringed
Or like
instrument.
a violin you play like
Maybe,
this
yeah, it was
instead.
a stringed instrument, looked like.
It looked kind of like a bow and arrow. No.
Oh, maybe.
like the
bow
bow
did.
did.
Yeah, the bow.
Yeah, like the bow did.
And then
It had horse hairs.
and then he traded it for a drum, and then he followed them off to the wedding where they were gonna play it, and then he was sampling the spices and food there, and then the cook chased him off, and then he went to a rock, and he found a lizard on it, and it was basking in the sun, and then his mom had told him not to touch lizards, but he got that one, and then he brought it home with him.
That was
To
funny, huh?
eat the flies and mosquitoes in the house.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting seeing some tidbits about the wedding also, right? Because you guys have been to a few weddings. And it seemed like there was some similarities, right? Like it was a big party, there was food, there was music. That was kind of fun. Because remember, often we read books as windows, so to see what someone else's life is like. So we had some insight into life in Ethiopia. And it can also be a mirror, a reflection of things that are similar to ourselves or our lives, right? And so those are some similar things, right? It's kind of fun. Do you guys have any other thoughts about Ethiopia or questions about the book?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for joining us.